Hi, it's Mr. Abear, and I want to talk to you about some ratios within the Vitruvian Man drawing. We've already seen that Leonardo discusses proportions in the Vitruvian Man with some words that we can translate into math. So when he says from the top of the head to the bottom of the chin is 1/8 of a man, we translate that to say that h, the head, is 1/8 of the height of the man. From above the chest to the top of the head is 1/6 of a man. We used the letter N for that to say that N is 1/6 M. And also a man is 24 palms high. M is equal to 24 times P. Uh-oh, reserve battery power. Thank you for interrupting my movie, reserve battery power. All right, so if we want to find out what H is in terms of P, we can use the substitution property of equality, which says I can take this 24P and substitute it anywhere M is used in an expression. So instead of H equals 1/8 M, I have H equals 1/8 times 24P. I can simplify this now and multiply 1/8 times 24 and come up with H is equal to 3P. So this tells us that the height of the head is equal to 3 palms. And we could go through a similar process with N to find out that N is equal to 4 palms. You can kind of see that in the drawing. The height of the head is about 3 times the width of a palm, and from the neck and head, that height is about 4 times the width of a palm. So how can we find how high H is compared to N? So again, H is the head from the chin to the top, N is the neck and head from above the chest to the top. Well, we know that H is 3P, 3 palms, and we know that N is 4P, 4 palms. If we wanted to find out H equals something N, we could use the substitution property, but first we would want to rearrange this one to say P equals something. And we'll do that starting by using the division property of equality. That'll give us that N divided by 4 is equal to 4P divided by 4. When we simplify this one, we'll have 1/4 N on the left-hand side, and on the right side of the equation we'll have just P. 1/4 N equals P. Finally, we can use the symmetric property of equality to state that P is equal to 1/4 N. Now we have something we can substitute. P is equal to 1/4 N, so we can substitute 1/4 N for P up here. So back to this side, we'll write not H equals 3P, but H equals 3 times 1/4 N. If we simplify that, H is equal to 3/4 N. And that is the ratio of H to N. H is 3/4 of N. And it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Does this look like about 3/4 from the head to the chin of the whole distance from the head to this line? Sure. A ratio is a relationship of one thing to another in number terms. And ratios can be written like this, as fractions. But fractions aren't just ratios. Fractions can also be considered just as numbers, so the number 3/4. Fractions can certainly be considered as division problems, 3 divided by 4. And fractions can be considered portions of the whole. For instance, the distance from the chin to the top of the head is a 3/4 portion of the distance from the neck to the top of the head. Because you can think of fractions so many different ways, you can also express proportions in different ways. So here's one way to express the ratio or proportion of H to N. H is 3/4 times N. Or you could do the division problem, 3 divided by 4, and you'd get 0.75. You could also write H is equal to 0.75 N. And You could also say that h is 75% of n. All three of these statements mean the same thing in math terms. Next, I want to talk to you a little bit about phi, the golden ratio. Some people think that Leonardo included a secret, a secret expression of the number phi in his Vitruvian Man drawing, in the distance between the bottom of the foot and the man's belly button, his navel. That distance is thought to be about 0.618% of the distance from the bottom of the foot to the top of the head. So let me tell you about what phi is. So the golden ratio is this idea that there might be two measures and they'll have a ratio, the ratio of B to A, right? And when you add them together, you also get a whole distance, A plus B. So the concept is there a number such that the ratio of B to A is the same as the ratio of A to the whole length? And in fact, it has been found, and this number has been named phi when the whole length is 1. So the A part would be phi, the whole length would be 1. And they found that the value of this number is about 0.618. Check it out for yourself. Find the measurement from the foot to the belly button and see if that's about 0.618% of the measurement from the foot to the head. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you, learners.